Supporters and opponents very passionate about California's high-speed rail project, and it is moving forward. Last week, the board announced it's changing its plans for the first major stretch of the system. That stretch is now going to be built between Bakersfield and San Jose's Diridon Station.
And joining us now is Dan Richard, chair of the California High-Speed Rail Authority.
Good morning.
Well, this is certainly an interesting change. We're going to go from Bakersfield to San Jose. Why? What happened to Bakersfield to Los Angeles?
It's all a question of what we can do fastest, and the pot of money that we have right now in hand or allocated is enough to connect the Central Valley to the Silicon Valley. If we do that, we open up private sector investment and help build the rest of the system. So it's all about sequence. We're going to get the whole thing built, but this is the fastest and best way to do it.
So going from Bakersfield, say, south through the mountains, the Tehachapi Mountains, just is way too more expensive, right?
It's more expensive than the money we have in hand.
Okay, so what, with this whole high-speed rail thing, sometimes I get the feeling, I remember the Coyote cartoons, the Roadrunner cartoons, right?
Yeah.
And he would be running across the bridge as the bridge was collapsing behind him, and the point was to get to the other side before it fell apart. How much of that is going on here? Are we trying to get ahead of the financing on this?
Well, no. I mean, what we're trying to do is to get the system up and running as fast as possible. I mean, that's the good news out of this announcement, as we looked at the money we have allocated to us, and said, we can get trains up and running between the Central Valley and Silicon Valley. We'll finish them by 2024, open service by 2025, connect two important regions of the state. It'll be good for the economies of both.
What about from San Jose to San Francisco?
That's underway right now. We're working with the Caltrain folks on electrification of that corridor. They're hoping that that's done by the end of this decade. High-speed rail's paying for about half of that, and working closely with those guys.
Why would anybody want to go from San Jose to Bakersfield?
From San Jose to Bakersfield? Well, first of all, what the tech industry is very interested in is you can't get housing, as you know, in Santa Clara County. Right now, it takes you an hour on a Google bus from San Francisco. We can get Google employees to Google in 40 minutes from Madera and 55 minutes from Fresno. There's an opportunity to connect the housing and jobs balance in those two regions.
Can't wait till the techie hipsters show up in Fresno. I mean, that's really going to be.
Actually,
they're really going to want to do that one. All right, let's
They can
move
afford
on.
a house.
All right, so wait a minute. One of the things I was talking about running across the bridges is collapsing is funding. You need federal funding. What makes you think the Republicans are going to go for this in Congress?
Well, first of all, we don't need federal funding. We can build most of it without, but with an additional increment of federal funding, we can connect the system better and have a smoother ride.
Do you think the GOP Senate?
Well, the interesting thing is the other day I was listening, and one of our big critics in Congress said, well, we're not going to do this until you can show us the speeds, the ridership, the private sector, and so forth. And hey, we can bring them the broomstick of the Wicked Witch of the West and show them that.
Okay, what about that central section that everybody's critical, the train to nowhere? Is that going to continue, or is this going to be linked up faster than we thought?
Well, this is going to link two important regions of the state. The Central Valley has really been left behind economically, and Silicon Valley needs jobs housing balance. So I think it's an important link. The fact that we can do it first has people in Silicon Valley excited. And frankly, the nice thing is we got everybody from Anaheim to Palmdale to Merced jumping up and down saying, when do we get our train?
Which sounds to me like you're getting ready for that ballot fight that could be on the November ballot that would possibly take away a lot of your money. So you're trying to get some political support here, too.
Actually, that ballot is not really about us. It's a water grab by some farmers in the valley, and it takes away Delta water protections. High-speed rail is just a camouflage on that.
Well, it can still get hit. Thank you for joining us as we move north. And with this was
at high speed.
At high speed. All right.